Good afternoon, everybody. Just a quick message about your CV, because we've all got a CV, of course. If you've been in a perm job, the danger is that your CV is sitting there covered in cobwebs. Maybe you've not even updated it in a few years now. That's one of the major problems I see. People transitioning from perm to contracting, and they don't know where to start with transforming their CV and getting it really up to speed for what they think it should be like to get themselves that ideal contract. So if you don't have the great CV that you know yours could be, then when that goes to recruitment agents, it may just not be being looked at very much because it's not jumping at them. It's not standing out for the right reasons. Similarly, if you're managing to get past the recruitment agent and get your CV forward to that end client, maybe it's not being noticed. So if you've got a CV, you're getting to the recruitment agent, maybe you're getting to the end client, but you're not then getting the results, as in getting telephone interviews or face-to-face interviews, then maybe your CV isn't really cutting it. So what can you do to address that? Well, there are lots and lots of CV advice websites out there. If you check some of my posts out, check some of my videos out, I highlight some of the top tips to improve your CV. But the main thing is you need to update your CV, make it look clean and professional. And you just imagine if when you put your CV forward to an agency to start with, they actually commend you on your CV and say your CV looks really good. So that's a starting point. You know you're on the right line when an agency says your CV looks good. Secondly, of course, is once your CV gets past the agency to the end client, if you start getting responses, you start getting requests for telephone interviews and face-to-face interviews, then you know your CV is hitting the mark. It's doing its job just exactly as you want it to. So that's the bad situation. You're not getting anywhere with your CV. Your fantastic situation is you're getting commended on your CV and your CV is getting forward to the client and you're getting interviews out of it. Now, the process from getting from one to the other is obviously you need to really have a real makeover of your CV, really spend a good few hours on improving your CV. And of course, if you don't have the time or you don't know where to start, then don't worry, it's not your fault. Why don't you use someone like me? I'm not a professional CV writer, but I've been contracting for 23 years. Why don't you just consider using me to help you improve your CV? So I will go through a couple of iterations. You go away and make the changes, decide which things you want to incorporate and which things you don't. And we'll do that a couple of times until you're happy that your CV, and I'm happy that I think that CV is going to cut it with recruitment agents and with end clients. So if you're interested in that CV booster service, is what I'm calling it, then I'll leave a message in the comments below or a link below somewhere here. And if you want to take me up on that offer, then please click on the link or drop me a message. I'd love to be able to help you get your CV working for you. Okay, have a fantastic afternoon. All the best. See ya.